Let's see. Hey, everybody. I doing a quick one now. There's no it's it's not going to be any longer 5 minutes with Smaug because I figured out really quickly that I go over the 5 minutes. So I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes, guys. Let's see what happens. Excuse my compressor running in the background. I wanted to give you an update on these NY 3D Creations Hellboy. Now, I used SEM automotive primer filler. Gave it a couple of coats of that, real nice, nothing heavy. Just to do a lot of fill-in and stuff. It, for the most part, did okay. Hey, Dom, it did okay. I like it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the primer filler, the automotive primer filler, not so much for the fit. Well, let's see if I can get it. I know it's a little bright, guys. Not so much for the figure itself, but more so for the bases like this down here. Now, what I wanted to show you guys is what I'm doing in this bottle here. Okay, this was shot in the automotive primer last night. In this bottle is black Stynylrez. So I let that automotive primer sit up overnight, and this is where we're at now. Now, again, like I said, I'm doing two of them. This one is mine. This one goes to SMKR, Steve Sutton. And in case you guys don't know, NY3D Creations, Mike, my dog had we almost lost her about 4 times in the span of about 3 months. So, I don't know about you guys, but we treat our dogs like family, and my little ones are my babies. So anyway, make a long story short, the bills mounted up into the 4 figures. So Mike over at NY3D Creations, he did a raffle. It was $10 per entry. And you got your chance to win the Hellboy figure. Many of you participated in it, and I want to thank each and every one of you. I'll never forget who you are. I owe you a great debt of gratitude, man. You showed me what true friendship, in this community is all about. So I told, I added on top of that whoever won the figure that I would paint it. So that's where we're at right now. So now this has got the first coat, just one coat of Stynylrez over it, and it's overkill. I get it because you already got primer on it, but I'm a big fan of shooting stuff like this in black because I ended up using that for my shadows. So what I'm going to show you is how I lay this stuff down. Now I'm going to prime this real quick so you guys can all see it. Let me go back over here. Let me do this real quick. I just want to make sure that I can see. They got primer on it. Sorry about that. Hey, Stan, Dominic, and Mike. Okay. I just want to make sure that I can see the comments. I'll have to go back and forth because like Stan's comment didn't pop up here on the StreamYard on their little pop-up chat. So I'm going to go back and forth. So I'm going to move this camera real quick over to my Hillbilly spray booth, which is right here. You guys know I call this my Hillbilly spray booth. So I want to show you real quick. I've got the Badger Patriot loaded up with Stynylrez. Let me get my glasses on. Get a light over that. Put my glasses on. Now what I'm going to do is I'll shoot a little bit here, make sure I don't have any. And then here we go. Now to start, what I love about Stynylrez, I'll put a small dusting. You see how I'm doing it? And then I go over with a wet coat. Just like that. And I'll tell you what, once this is on, it ain't going nowhere. And then as far as the base, I'm just hosing it on, as you guys can see. I'm just hosing it on. I won't do that with the figure, though. There's a a lot of intricate um, little nooks and crannies on this base here that I got to get that primer to pull into. And I think I pretty well got it so much. So we're going to hose that in there to make sure it gets all up in the inside of there. And the Celtic cross, same thing here. I mean, like I said, this is probably, it's a lot of overkill because there's already a coat of automotive primer filler on this, but it's not going to hurt anything. So what I'm going to do is I'll come up to a certain point on this and then I'll stop because I'm not going to be able to hold it. We'll set that off to the side for now. John Paul, how you doing? Yeah, this is the way to run a business, I hear. Is to, content. Never mind. Inside joke. So, I'll get the feet first and his boots, and then I'll hit that with a blow dryer. And as you see, I'm not hosing it on like I was earlier on the base. I'm a little further away and just basically, it looks like I'm hosing it on, but I'm a little bit more careful with the trigger. I don't want too much on this. Not that it's going to hurt it. I just want to see what I'm doing here. So, like I said, I was going to, when I get ready to paint this, I'm not going to show you both of them, but I'll show you my process on how I do them. I'm not going to go through the whole, well, who knows? I might go through the whole cleaning process with you. I'm going to let this sit a couple hours after I'm done with it. And then start getting the paints and everything, what I'm going to use. Mixed up, thinned down. So they're in a little cup. So I don't have to stop. Because like I said, there's two of them that are going to be painted side by side. So I want to make sure that the mixture on both of them, I'm using reds, yellows, purples, blues, sepias, you name it. So I want to make sure that whatever I mix up, I make enough for both of them. All right, now, what I'm going to do now is hit it with a blow dryer, just enough so it allows me to handle it without smearing it. Not to manhandle it, but just enough so I can touch it and then get the rest of them done. So bear with me here for a second, gentlemen. And let me get, see like there's a spot there that I missed. And I'll get back to that in a second. Because what I'm going to do is this black Stynylrez right here, it's going to be my base coat for his black. So I want to make sure that like his shorts and stuff, his shorts are going to be like almost a grayish black. They're not going to be totally black. Now I'm going to grab it very carefully, find a spot here. Let's go here. And then here we go. Now I'm just very gently laying it down on this shirt. Again, his shirt's going to be black, so this is actually the base coat that I'm going to use. Now that's going to be a high spot, but I already know that, so that I don't need no zenithal priming on that. So what I want to do is lay a good base coat of the Stynylrez down. And then once the Stynylrez is down, yes, I'm going to hit it with a dull coat because that's going to be my base coat. As far as on the black is concerned. So we're laying down some Stynylrez on top of the automotive primer. Oh no, you can't do that. Yes, you can. Not gonna hurt nothing. As long as you give it time to flash out, you're fine. And then I get that under here. Just want to make sure that I got all the spots I wanted. There's nothing here. All right, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, see, like here, the fingers. Missed that. Front of the gun. That finger, that trigger finger right there. And I think there he is. All right. Again, with the blow dryer. Now, this is not, I'm not going to paint on it right exactly this minute. I'll probably give it about half hour before I start messing with it. Although I could paint on it, and I have right away. And as you see here, this is not dry yet, but I need to be able to handle this to get the top of the Celtic cross. So I'm just going to do like right around the base here. Hey Josh, this is my new business model, Josh. You know, got to put up content, you know. Now this base is going to be the last thing I paint, though. So it'll probably be the last thing I paint. So this can sit and dry on its own. So let me go in here now, make sure I got enough in there. Hose it on there. Make sure I got it all. And there it is. All right, let me switch the camera. I want to show you guys the rest of the parts real quick. Okay. So there we go. All right. Again, like I said, that's Stynylrez inside here. Black Stynylrez. I'm down to my last of the big bottle. I've got a couple smaller bottles, but I'm down to the last of the real big bottle that I had. And I put it in one of these so it's easier for me to control it. So these are that's his big old mitt right there. You've got the gun that goes on his hip. This is part of his big boomstick right here. And of course, with this one, the one with the horns, he doesn't have that arm on there. So there's there's the arm for the big gun. And there's his tail. So I'm going to let this sit and dry. Here he is. This one is going to be mine. This one stays with me. So I'm going to let this dry. The shirt will be black. It's not going to be this color black. I'll probably go in with almost a charcoal, add a little gray to it and lighten it up just a tad. And the same thing with the pants. The pants will probably be lighter than the shirt. Let me start that over again. The pants are going to be a little lighter than the shirt. So it's going to be two different shades of black. Whatever I'm using on the pants, I'm going to end up using on the face. Lighter, because you don't really ever want to use a dark black as far as hair is concerned. You want to use something a little lighter. And then, of course, the reds, the yellows. I think with his shirt here, in here, I'm probably going to do that in a yellow, like the round part in there and the yellow, and then have the black, So, but yeah, man. There he is. Let me see where we're at now. We are at how many minutes? I'm trying to see the time here, guys, but I can't see the time. Why is this not showing me the time on this damn thing? 15 minutes, maybe? Why is it not showing me the time? All right, we are at about 15 minutes. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Stynylrez, look at the beauty of that stuff. The Stynylrez, I'm going to try to, I got to get my hands on some of the 3D prime. I don't have any. So I need to get some. What I originally primed this in was the SEM primer filler, automotive primer filler. Mike over at NY3D Creations, he recommended it. I bought a can. It's not cheap. It's $20 a can, but it's great shit, man. It's really good stuff. I did a little wet. On this guy, I bumped it when I went to move him. So right here on the top here and on his knee, the primer was still wet and it smeared. So I let it dry. I didn't mess with it. I let it dry. Went in, wet sanded it down smooth, shot over it, and as you can see, you'll never know. You never know. Right there, here, and on that knee. Also here on this on this delt there, or his pecs or whatever you want to call it. Shit, the deltoids. So, and then my plan was always to go over it with some. Does anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care about time? Anyway, the Stynylrez it's a beautiful primer, guys. But sometimes it works too well. It'll suck down in there and it gets in every little crack and everything. It shows you your details beautifully, but it also shows you flaws. So you got to be really, careful with that stuff. But this, I took my time. There was a few little things here and there. The primer sander filler filled it in real nice. So here we go. So stick around, guys. I'll probably do a live feed as I'm starting to paint these, So we'll see what happens. You guys have a great one, man. Thank you for watching this quick Smaug vlog. And I'll leave a link down to NY3D Creations where you can buy this stuff, a dude there in New York City there, or right outside of New York, and I hope you like the content that I just put out, because, it's all about content and business models. I'm joking, guys. You guys have a great one, man. Stay safe, stay healthy, and tune in tomorrow. We'll have another quick hit. You have a good one. Cheers.